I am an animation student, and that may sound glamorous, but that does not exempt me from being a cog of capitalism. I have 6 months before I graduate, so let's enjoy time before the light leaves my eyes, I guess. I admired my face for the whole duration of the ride, so that's 20 minutes.
I have arrived.
We start our day by attending our 7 a.m. 3D sculpting class, and I love the notion of creating an attractive man who won't talk back to me. Or talk at all. 9:24 a.m. I want to take a break. This is Rongcho, my edgy OC from when I was 16. His mom was a devoted cult member who got tricked into slavery, his dad is dead, and a Russian general with an impotent wife adopted him from the slave boat after it got seized. And then he went on to spend most of his childhood in the underground military, building weapons. His weapons centered around database equipment, optics, and illusions, and though he was groomed into being an engineer, he became an international informant in hopes that if he installed enough spy equipment around the world, he would get to find his mother. I was a K-pop fan.
I'm going to head to the book fair. It started raining. Oh my god. I was crossing the road and it started raining. Anyways, I'm waiting for a bus right now because I'm hashtag economical. You can see my outfit over here. Long ass truck.
You'd be surprised at the amount of times I could casually blinked at myself before I arrived at the book fair location.
Ikea! Time to meet my friends. They already have Christmas displays. It's September still. Say hi.
We had Swedish meatballs and a salad.
Tastes like burger steak Jollibee. Oh, it was so funny because I was dragging someone across the fire exit, like the stairs. I was like, crawl, 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 because we were shooting something for like our org. And it was like, oh, you're waiting for me to get hit by this box, aren't you? But I'm making her crawl the fire exit. And then a random like group of freshmen just stopped by, and then they looked at me and I was like, so sorry, we're filming something for our org. And they go like, I love your TikToks. And I'm like, oh, join our org then. And I go back to saying crawl.
Necessary context, I became a pseudo TikTok influencer with a white man's name, so I'm appointing my friends with white man names now. This one's Carl, and this one is Kenny.
This is what you get for being a Republican. God is a woman. You believe God is a woman.
There's some beer.
An unprocessed meatball. This is a statement. We're walking out because we're going to the book fair. Say hi, Ames.
Hello.
Ames without an I, by the way. She's single. Shane, sabihin mo ang totoo. Sabihin mo ang totoo.
Ang totoo.
Hindi, sabihin mo yung totoo.
Yung totoo.
Yung totoo kasi, Shane.
Yung totoo si Shane.
Sarili mong pamangkin, lolo, hindi mo alam kung anong pangalan. Sino si Bianca Durian?
Durian. Ang baho-baho niyan.
Kasi mahilig siya sa durian, hindi ko. I finished peeing. We're exiting now. Say hi, Shane. Oh, Shal. Oh, there you are. Hi, Shane. Oh, look, they have fun mirrors. Wow.
The book fair that we went to was the Manila International Book Fair, and it was huge to the extent where it took up the whole convention center, which was good for sightseeing but bad for my wallet.
I have no idea why they have specifically the art of war for women. Is it the art of war gender fluid?
There was a couple of art books that I could not afford, a whole pillar of Dork Diaries, which I was surprised about because I was also a pretty big fan, classic books with pretty covers that felt nice, and finally one of my favorite genres, feminist East Asian novels where the main character gets driven insane by the social conventions of a patriarchal society. And also, slice of life books where nothing really happens. I like those.
What have you gotten so far, Ames? Whatever they say. What's the other two?
I have the Song of Achilles and tomorrow.
Wow. Oh, East Asian books that could also double as a Wes Anderson book. That's what I got. I got like banana. Yoshimoto's Kitchen. I've heard good things about this. It's feminist apparently.
They have the dark feminist literature over here.
I kid you not, the second I stopped recording, two guys went behind me and went, "Oh, I'm really into feminist literature nowadays. Yeah, I really like Murakami's books." Whoa, really? Yeah, Norwegian Wood is really good. I really like Norwegian Wood. Murakami's such a good author. Just as I was holding a copy of Norwegian Wood, like, I can't make this shit up. Anyways, that completely discouraged me into buying Norwegian Wood, and so I ended up with Mina's Matchbox by Yoko Ogawa and Days at the Morisaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa.
Lots of books. Oh, my wallet hurts as well. The freebies are secured. Let me look at this Ames. This is Ames publisher.
Anyways, Ames is my friend and I think her works are nice, so definitely check out Mending the Milky Way by Amy Magdiag because that's her first published work.
Crispy! Oh my god. Bye, Ames.
And so that concludes my day at the book fair. It was a lot of fun and I managed to spend a whopping total of 1,100 BHP or 20 USD. So that's basically a whole month's worth of savings. Now I'll be reviewing the 2 books to fill in the running time.
Hi, it's book reviewing Natalie. I gave my copy away to my professor for his 34th birthday, so here's the printed cover page instead. This book features a woman whose boyfriend has been cheating on his then girlfriend, now fiance, with her for years, and he's also her boss, so...
Not very yas.
She gets upset, quits her job, then decides to live with her weird estranged uncle in his bookshop. Not gonna lie, I was afraid that this is gonna be incestuous, but I'd be glad to report that it is incest-free. It is a very sweet story about a girl healing herself through books, and she grows an appreciation for the world around her the more she dives deeper into books in a way that's like, whoa. I have never stopped to just observe and take in the world around me, and whoa, I can actually build relationships with normal people who were previously just baristas and strangers to me, and I can actualize this. And I know all of this because I got invested in a really good book, and that really helped me turn my life around. Which is actually a canon event for when you find a really good book that resonates with you. Because that happened to me. It's split into 2 parts. So the first part is about the main character developmenting. And then the second part explores her weird uncle mending his relationship with his divorced wife. And it's in a way that really completes the main character's arc. Because much like her weird uncle helped her become a better person, now it was her turn to help him become a better person. Which is great because it's like a full circle. Precursor to all of this, her weird uncle was a deadbeat until he held her in his arms as an infant, and he just got clarity in his life. Like, he got self-realization upon having this innocent baby in his arms with her future still ahead of her. That inspired him to take his own future into his own hands and do something that he really wanted to do, which was travel around the world. And as he was traveling around the world, he meets his wife. His wife was a mistress who aborted her own baby and fell in love with him because he looked like someone she could take care of. And they met in Paris. Paris. The second part of the book really showed the main character's growth, and it touched me, okay? I got touched. I
Was touched by a man.
Yoko Ogawa's Mina's Matchbox. I also don't have a physical copy of this because I lent it to a friend. This is pretty long. It has almost 400 pages. And I got it because a review in the back of the cover said it reminded them of Wes Anderson. And I am a Wes Anderson girly. This book is about the female experience of living with your rich asthmatic cousin for a year. It reminds me of a Ghibli film as much as it reminds me of a Wes Anderson film, so there's that. Actually, this book is full of female experiences and thoughts that we thunk, but we never said out loud. One of the experiences that resonated with me, because this book is just chock full of female experiences that happened to me when I was a girl, and I am still a girl, when I was a younger girl, when I was like 11, 9, 10, 12. Mina, her cousin, was a huge bookworm who couldn't go out because she had asthma. And Mina read at a level way too high for her age because all she did was be asthmatic in her house. It would be impressive to borrow for a young girl the books that Mina read, but since Mina wasn't allowed to go to the library and borrow a book, Mina told Tomoko, the main character, to borrow books for her instead. And then Tomoko goes to the library, and a cute librarian is impressed by her borrowing books that were like far above her level. And because the librarian, or as the book deems him, Turtleneck Guy, which is also a very canon experience because I always have nicknames for my crushes. Turtleneck Guy is cute, so Tomoko gets a crush on him. And Tomoko pretends to be the one who is borrowing the books, and she's like hiding Mina away from him as a secret. And then Turtleneck Guy asks her about her thoughts about the books that she's read, and Tomoko would parrot Mina's reviews and pass it on her own. And that happens so often that she got paranoia, because what if the librarian finds out that Mina existed and Tomoko was just a fake fan, you know? It all dissipated because Mina had a crush on an older delivery guy. Tomoko didn't like the delivery guy because she valued looks, and I think that's just a canon event, you know, stuff like that. But unfortunately, in chapter 28, it's Zionists. It calls a bunch of Palestinians terrorists, so there's that. Here are resources that could explain the war in Palestine better than me, so goodbye and free Palestine.